Wifey, you ready? He froze at the threshold of the room as his eyes captured the heavenly sight before him. You stood in front of the mirror, dolled up in a mulberry floor-length dress. The dress fitted you perfectly, highlighting every nook and contour of your body. Jimin found it difficult to look away, as though he was under a spell and your beauty was a magical wand controlling him. "Oh my good lord, are you planning to kill me, woman?" he mumbled as he walked up to you and engulfed you in his embrace from behind. His arm snaked around your waist and he kept his chin on your shoulder. "Damn, look at you taking my breath away. That's a crime, you know that, right?" Rolled your eyes at his remarks, but couldn't control a bashful smile to curve on your lips. He knew how to have his ways with words and raise you up. You turned around, still in his arms, and garlanded your arms around his neck. "Isn't that your job, taking people's breath away, huh?" He chuckled darkly and yanked you closer, leaving no room for air to pass through. "Indeed it is, but you, my wifey, have the power to bring me to my knees. I rule the world, but you rule me, sweetheart. I'm your devotee, my goddess." Your smile widened at his words. Inching closer, you pulled him in a sweet yet sensual kiss. He deepened the kiss. His hand trailed down from your waist to your rear and gave a light squeeze, thereby eliciting a gasp from you. He grabbed the opportunity and tasted every corner of your mouth. It wouldn't be a lie saying that he was literally devouring your lips like a delicious dessert, too hard to let go. You had almost given up on his nauseating kiss when suddenly it struck you that you both were supposed to go on a date, and if you didn't stop him now, you would end up in the bed. Thus, you pressed your palms on his chest and tried to push him away, but it wasn't an easy task. It was as difficult as to snatch a toy from a toddler's grip. You groaned in protest, but you somehow managed to pull back. "What? Come back here. Pushing me away won't lead you to a good situation." As he leaned again, you pressed your palm on his mouth. He squinted his eyes at you and pulled out his tongue to lick your palm. Your face contorted in disgust. Retreating your palm, you rubbed it on his shirt, glaring at him accusingly. He smiled, clearly enjoying your reaction. "Now, wifey, let's continue." "No, not at all." You glared at him and leaned your head back as he decreased the distance between your lips again. He sighed against your cheeks and pressed a gentle peck there. "I don't want to miss our date. You had already these 3 dates in a row. If we didn't make it to this one, I would be super angry and you would have to face the consequences. Now your choice." Crossed your arms across your chest and looked away. He groaned and dropped his head to your shoulder like a sulking child who had denied for a candy. "Fine, let's go. Such a meanie you are." You giggled and squeezed his cheek so that his lips puckered out in a pout. "I'll just wear my heels and we are all set to go." Saying so, you pressed a peck on his pouty lips and hoped towards the closet. However, you halted when his phone rang. You turned to look at him as he picked up the call. You watched his expression go from giddy to serious and awaited him to drop the bomb. He disconnected the call and looked at you apologetically. "Sweetheart, don't talk to me." You snapped at him and made your way towards the door, but he held your arm and pulled you towards himself. "At least listen to me. It's an emergency." He struggled to hold you as you thrashed in his embrace. Your anger intensified at his words because that's the exact same thing he said at the last 3 dates I ditched. "Leave me. I don't want to hear anything." "Sweetheart, listen." His words halted in the middle when his phone went off again. "Don't be angry, wifey. I'll be back really quick and take you out, okay? Just wait for me, yeah?" Saying so, he pressed a long kiss on your forehead and rushed out of the room, leaving you fuming in anger. "You barked, Jimin. You just wait and watch." You stomped your feet in anger and stormed inside the closet to change your clothes. As he said, you would wait for him, but only for an hour. After that, he would be in a big trouble. Ryan, sweetie, what happened? You here at this hour? Your parents followed you inside the living room. You slumped on the couch with a sulky pout on your lips. Where is Jimin? You came here alone? Don't tell me you both fought again. You narrowed your eyes at your mother and looked away. Your parents exchanged a look and took a seat on either side of yours. What happened, Ryan? Why are you suddenly here at 3 in the morning? And that too alone? You crossed your arms on your chest. A grumpy expression marred your face. Your mother looked at your father. They communicated through their eyes before your father nodded at her. He wrapped his arm around your shoulder and tilted your chin to make you face him. Tell me, my princess, what happened? Who made my daughter angry? You jutted your lower lip and darted the most innocent look at him. Your son-in-law. He made me angry. Your parents shared a look again before your father averted his gaze back at you. You know that he dished over dates 3 times. 3 times. I still forgave him because he promised to take me out last night, but he left again asking me to wait for him. I kept waiting whole night, but he didn't show up. Nervousness surged within your father as you explained the reason of your sudden appearance. Additionally, your mother's hated gaze on him didn't help his situation. He was in dilemma. If he chose to defend his son-in-law because he had done the same thing in the past, you would get angry. And if he took your side, your mother wouldn't leave a chance of taunting him. All he sought was an escape from the uninvited trouble. Dad, tighten the security. I don't want him to step inside the house. I don't want to see his face. He made me wait. Now it's his turn to taste his own medicine. Your father nodded instantly and rushed out of there. You looked at your mother and found her boring holes in the direction your father went. Your brows furrowed in confusion. Mom, what happened? Nothing, just witnessing some hypocritical people. Anyway, let's go and sleep. She smiled at you. Though you were confused about the way she was behaving, you nodded and made your way towards your room. Damn it, where is this girl? He ran a reckless hand through his already disheveled hair, messing them even more. He had just returned home, and the first thing he noticed was his wife's absence. He knew he was at fault, and he was sorry for it, but that didn't mean he could let you disappear without prior notice. This girl is hell-bent on giving me anxiety. He pulled out his phone from his pants pockets and dialed Jose, your personal bodyguard's number. Where's the lady of the house? At her parents' house, boss. Jimin sighed and disconnected the call. He rubbed his face tiredly. He knew what awaited next, a whole lot of efforts to coax his woman and bring her back home. Halting the car in front of your parents' house, he got out of the car and removed his sunglasses. Holding the bouquet of red roses tightly in his hands, he walked towards the entrance. However, he was stopped at the door by the guards. He frowned, darting a stunned gaze at them. His dark, cold gaze sent a shiver down their spine, but they couldn't go against their master's order. Move! His tone came out as an undeniable command, and a silent threat that if they dared to defy him, consequences would be worst. The guards shivered at his command. However, they didn't burst from their spot. I am sorry, boss, but we are ordered not to let you step inside the mansion. Jimin looked at him in disbelief. Don't you know who I am? I can kill you all right here, right now. Move and open the door before I switch to the other mode and pull out my gun. Even after threatening them to the worst, they didn't move. Jimin poked his cheek with his tongue, now getting annoyed with all the ordeal. The only thing he wanted to do was to run to his wife and coax her the way she deserved. But those people were testing his patience, which was already running thin. Get rid, He was about to remove his gun when he saw his father-in-law walking towards him with a big smile on his face. "My son-in-law, how have you been, my child?" He pulled him in a hug which Jimin reciprocated with the same wide smile on his face. Your father patted his back proudly before parting away from the hug. "Dad, what is this? Your guards aren't letting me come inside. I was close to end them right here." Jimin glared at the guards, who instantly lowered their gaze. "My bad, son-in-law, but you can't step inside the house." Jimin looked at him in disbelief. Had his father-in-law gone mad, or was it his wife's yet another tactic to irritate him? "It's my daughter's and your wife's strict order. I am so sorry, but this father is helpless in front of his daughter. I hope you find another way to reach out to her." He patted his shoulder and went back inside the house. "Damn it, woman, you really know how to rile me up. Getting fisty. That's how I like my wife, fisty and bossy." The corner of his lips twisted into a mischievous smirk. He looked up towards your room's balcony and chuckled, seeing your faint reflection behind the white curtains. It was really of him that he was enjoying the little game you were playing. "It's okay, sweetheart. Hide as much as you can. Your husband will be back soon and will take you back. Wait for me, wifey." He yelled loudly so that you could hear him. His smoke widened when he felt a little movement behind the curtains, and your head popped up to glare at him. He blew a kiss and waved his hand. "I'll be back." He mouthed it and signaled through his hands before getting inside the car and driving away. "Women, just pick up the damn call." He gritted his teeth in annoyance when the call was unanswered yet another time. He didn't know how many times he had called you or texted you. He was so pissed off because you hadn't answered a single call or text. "I know I'm at fault, but at least talk to me. It's just so childish," he murmured, dialing your number yet again. He groaned loudly when the call went unanswered. The only thing he knew was his wife was mad at him. Mad to the extent that you didn't want to see his face, nor did you want to hear his voice. You rolled your eyes when your phone vibrated again. Seems like husband got no chills. He should have thought about it before pissing me off. You murmured to yourself, diverting your attention back to the book you were reading. He had called and texted you non-stop. You too had a hard time controlling yourself from answering. Though your heart melted multiple times, you somehow composed yourself and refrained from answering his call. Your attention diverted to your phone, which vibrated again. Rolling your eyes, you got off the bed and decided to take a shower. You made your way towards the bathroom, leaving your desperate husband spamming your text. Jimin groaned in annoyance and pocketed his phone. He looked up to the balcony of your room. He somehow managed to knock some guard off and reach the backyard of the house. Now, all he sought for a way to climb up to the balcony. He looked at the long round pillar going all the way up to the balcony of your room. He thought for some time and decided to climb the pillar. "Here I come, wifey. You are doomed." With the support of his legs and hands, he slid upward on the pillow but slipped down after 2 tries. He bit back a yell of frustration and trying to climb it again, only to slip down yet again. He heaved out a loud sigh, pressing his forehead against the pillar. "Gosh, this love is making me do stupid things. Women, you know you have me wrapped around your little finger, and you are taking advantage of it." He took a deep breath and started climbing the pillar again. This time, he managed to cover half of the distance, looked up and smiled in victory as he saw the distance between him and the balcony slowly disappearing. However, his happiness didn't last long when his grip loosened and he ended up on the floor. He groaned and banged his face on the grassy ground. Damn it, everything or anything is testing my patience. He kept lying there for 2 minutes and looked around. His gaze stopped at the ladder cap just beside the pillar. He blinked his eyes and wondered if he was dumb since forever or it is yet another trait his wife brought out of him. He got up instantly and adjusted the ladder to the balcony of your room. I am coming, he whispered to himself and climbed the ladder. He entered the room and sighed as your scent hit his nostrils. He desperately looked around, trying to spot you, but the room was empty. He was about to move out of the room to search for you, but his steps halted when the bathroom door opened and you stepped out. His breath hissed in his throat as he took in your appearance. You were only in a towel, which barely hid anything from his hooded eyes. Your hair was wet, and your body was still glistening with the remnants of the warm shower you just took. What in the hell are you doing here? And wait, how did you come inside? Questioned with wide eyes. Your tone was a mixture of disbelief and astonishment. Your eyes narrowed in thin slits when he didn't reply and kept raking his hungry eyes down your body. He nibbled his lower lip and smirked when his eyes met yours. What a pleasant surprise, wifey. I thought I'd surprise you, but you beat me to it. That's so sweet of you. You stepped back as he took predatory steps towards you. Jimin, leave. Leave from here. I don't want to talk to you. You stuttered under his intense gaze. You sometimes despised the way your body reacted to his gaze or touch, but you couldn't deny that you felt equally loved and comfortable with him. A low gasp escaped your lips when your back came in the contact with the wall behind. Jimin, leave or I'll scream. You threatened with big eyes, but he paid no heed to your threats and captured you in between the wall and himself. I'll definitely leave, sweetheart, but with you, my heart. You swallowed in nervousness when he snuggled his face in the crook of your neck and hummed softly. Raspberries, exactly what I like. You shuddered on your spot when he pressed a soft kiss on your sweet spot. I'll scream if you don't leave. He pulled his head back from your neck and looked at you. You could see the flecks of mischief in his eyes. Oh yeah? You'll scream? Do it. Your jaw dropped at his response and you glared at him. Fine. Remember you call it for yourself. Don't blame me if my dad kicks you out of the house. As you opened your mouth to scream, he captured your lips in a kiss, thereby swallowing your words. You groaned and tried to push him back, but he held both of your wrists behind your back. Thus, your front collided with his chest. The kiss was raw and messy. All your attempts at protest proved futile as your mind hazed with his luscious lips. All he could think and feel was him. He pulled back when he felt you going out of breath. Good try. Let's try one more time. Scream, wifey. You glared at him and twisted your wrist to come out of his grip, but his grip was strong. Strong enough to hold you still, but gentle enough to not hurt you anyhow. You turned your face away and opened your mouth to scream, but got muffled by his lips again. He held your jaw and kissed you deeply yet passionately. As you were bound by his spell, you closed your eyes and reciprocated with the same passion. His grip on your wrist loosened and you hooked your arms around his neck. You both pulled back after some time, breathless, and basking in the afterglow of the tantalizing kisses. Are we done with the screaming game, or you want to play more? Because I am enjoying this little game of yours, he whispered, swiping his thumb across your lower lip. I am mad at you. I know. You asked me to wait and didn't show up. I am so sorry for that, my heart. I don't want to go with you. You have to. I need to make it up to you, sweetheart. Besides, how will I survive without my heart? You need to go with me to our home. He took a step back and untied the bag that was tied around his waist. He forwarded it to you. Get ready, wifey. We are leaving. You scoffed and crossed your arms across your chest. No. Giving a dry, curt response, you looked away. Oh, you want me to dress you up? I'll gladly do so. Your eyes widened when his hands reached out to your towel. You cowered back and glared at him. No need, I'll do it. You took the bag from him and stormed towards the closet. You hated how he always managed to bring things in his favor. He was one hell of a cunning guy. Be quick, sweetheart. You tilted your head and glared at him while he smiled innocently. I hate you. Love you more, my heart. Now come on, be quick. You groaned and slammed the closet door shut. You chuckled at your annoyed expression and slumped on the bed, waiting for you to show up. A few moments later, you emerged from the closet, dressed in a burgundy knee-length dress. The dress was simple, but it enhanced your beauty even more, or you enhanced the elegance of the dress by wearing it. Exquisite, he whispered and rose from the bed. Walking towards you, he pulled you towards the vanity and made you sit on the stool. He dried your hair with a hair dryer and gently combed your hair. When he was focused on untangling your hair, your focus was on him. It was hard to believe that the same man who was no less than a threat to the world was so delicate with you. After he was done combing your hair, he kneeled in front of you and did your skincare how you do it. Grabbing your lip balm, he packed your lips before gently applying it. Done. Shall we go, wifey? You nodded, having no heart to refuse him. He smiled and cradled you in his arms. Picking you up in bridal style, he made his way towards the door. Sweetheart, stop. He chuckled, chasing you. Turned back and poked your tongue out at him before running away. Catch me if you can, you yelled and ran even faster. Jimin raised his eyebrows as you challenged him. He was running slow, playing along with you, but he increased his pace and caught you within seconds. Gotcha! He chuckled, lifting you by your waist and twirled you around. You giggled, enjoying the sweet and serene moments with him. He stopped after a few twirls and pressed his forehead against yours. You can run away from me. You can go away for some time, but you, my heart, have to return back to your home, which is here. He pointed at his chest. A smile made its way to your lips. You pressed a soft peck on his nose, followed by his cheeks. You know you are so sweet, like so sweet. Only for you, wifey. My sweetness is exclusively reserved for you. He put you back on your feet and pointed at the sky. You frowned in confusion but averted his gaze at the dark starry sky. You gasped as the fireworks started, the most beautiful one you have ever watched. Jimin engulfed you in a back hug as your eyes sparkled with pure delight. It's beautiful. Indeed, it's beautiful, he whispered, staring at your face reflecting in the moonlight. Whenever he thought he couldn't love you more, he ended up falling for you harder and harder. It was on my bucket list, you murmured, tilting your head to meet his eyes. I know. I love you so much. I know that too. You scolded and pinched his hand, which was wrapped around your waist. I love you more, festive woman, he said with a chuckle. All of a sudden, his expression turned mischievous and his grip around your waist tightened. Well, you have mentioned one more thing in your bucket list. You frowned in confusion. What? He smiled and cradled you in his arms with a swift move. That you want me to love you under the stars, and I am going to fulfill it now. He winked at you, walking towards the tent he arranged at a small distance. Brace yourself, my heart. The night is still young and long. He bobbed his nose with yours, entering the tent. You knew you would be loving every moment of it because he was with you and he would prioritize your comfort before anything.